The Tempest, a new US-made system, had never been publicly demonstrated until recently, and is reportedly highly effective at intercepting Russian long-range German attack drones in Ukraine, marking a significant advancement in the country's layered air defense capabilities. This system plays a crucial role in strengthening Ukraine's anti-drone defenses amid the growing importance of unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, in modern warfare, where they serve in reconnaissance, combat, and strategic disruption, fundamentally shaping battlefield dynamics and operational doctrine. Initially, drones were used mainly for intelligence gathering and limited strikes early in 2022, but they quickly evolved to become indispensable offensive and defensive tools, dramatically altering the operational landscape by enabling more precise, flexible, and cost-effective engagement. On the front lines, small kamikaze first-person view FPV drones equipped with advanced GPS navigation and fiber optic data links enable operators to conduct highly precise, lethal strikes against enemy positions with minimal risk to personnel, often penetrating sophisticated air defense. Meanwhile, longer-range drones such as Russia's Geran series and Ukraine's domestically developed FPV target critical infrastructure like command centers, supply lines, and communication hubs, effectively disrupting enemy operations and exerting strategic pressure that can shift battle momentum. Russian drone attacks on Ukraine's power grid, especially during the harsh winter months, have caused widespread blackouts that not only degrade civilian morale, but also severely hinder military coordination and logistics, highlighting the urgent need for robust counter-drone systems like Tempest to protect vital assets. In January 2026, Ukraine's Air Force released a high-definition video showing Tempest successfully intercepting enemy drones, officially confirming the system's deployment and marking a significant enhancement in air defense capabilities against increasingly sophisticated unmanned threats. Manufactured by Virginia-based defense technology firm V2X and unveiled at the October 2025 Association of the United States Army (OSAA) exhibition, Tempest integrates cutting-edge radar detection, advanced electronic warfare jamming, and kinetic kill components such as interceptor missiles or directed energy weapons to neutralize a wide range of aerial targets, including. Although neither V2Xe nor the U.S. military has officially announced supplying Ukraine with Tempest units, covert Western weapons testing and technology transfers in Ukraine have become common since the invasion, providing real-time combat feedback that accelerates iterative improvements and operational refinement. Since the conflict began, numerous Western defense firms have trialed prototype systems in Ukraine, supported by initiatives like the July 2025 Brave One Cluster program, which streamlines imports, logistics, and frontline integration to enable rapid deployment and responsive adaptation. Tempest was likely tested discreetly alongside other emerging technologies, although not all trials have been successful. For example, Ukraine canceled its order for German HXETU strike drones after poor frontline performance, despite initial plans to acquire approximately 6,000 units, underscoring the difficulty of adapting new technologies to the complex realities of combat and the critical importance of real. Overall, Tempest represents a pivotal step forward in countering evolving Russian drone threats, exemplifying how innovation, battlefield adaptation, and international cooperation are reshaping modern warfare and significantly enhancing Ukrainian resilience in a complex, technology-driven battlefield landscape. Despite Helsing's denial, Ukrainian forces have reported several problems with the system, including difficulties during takeoff, the absence of promised AI capabilities, and susceptibility to electronic warfare jamming that disrupted communication between operators and the drone. From the limited data available on its operational performance so far, the Tempest system appears to be significantly more effective. In footage released by the Air Force Command showing the Tempest in action, an operator using the call sign Shorty explains, "Our crew has destroyed 21 Karad drones to date." The Shahed 136 is the original Iranian drone model, from which the Garner family has been developed. This system effectively controls the airspace, he adds, noting that his team was previously deployed to Ukraine's eastern regions, where they successfully eliminated all targets they engaged. Now, it's exciting to see frontline tech proving its worth in actual combat. For more detailed analysis, subscribe to the Military Show, where we break down these systems while they're still fresh from the battlefield. So, what exactly is the Tempest system? And why is it such a promising asset for Ukraine's air defenses? In essence, the V2X Tempest is a highly mobile vehicle equipped with a launcher for AGM-114 Hellfire missiles, specifically optimized for counter-unmanned aerial systems QAs operations. It is known to fire the Longbow variant of the missile, which carries a 20-pound warhead and uses radar guidance rather than laser tracking to lock onto targets. The system integrates a twin Longbow missile launcher with radar mounted on a highly mobile, modular, and lightweight 4x4 chassis, likely a Can-Am Maverick X3 side-by-side vehicle. According to V2X's, the buggy platform is constructed from commercial off-the-shelf components, delivering speed, modularity, lethal precision, and scalability in a lightweight design tailored for forward-deployed QAS missions. This design philosophy prioritizes speed, simplicity, and survivability. The 4x4 chassis enables the Tempest to navigate rugged terrain effortlessly, allowing it to keep pace with mechanized infantry or special forces units operating in dynamic environments. Its low profile and high agility make it ideal for rapid shoot-and-scoot tactics, where threats are detected and intercepted quickly, and the vehicle then rapidly repositions before the enemy can respond with counterfire or electronic targeting. These shoot-and-scoot capabilities are further enhanced by the fire-and-forget nature of the Longbow missile the Tempest employs. Originally designed for the U.S. Army's A-64 Apache Longbow attack helicopters, this missile is the most advanced variant in the Hellfire family, featuring an active millimeter-wave radar seeker that enables autonomous target acquisition and engagement under all weather conditions without needing continuous operator guidance. With a range of up to 5 miles, the missile allows the Tempest to neutralize larger Class 2 and 3 drones, loitering munitions, and even low-flying helicopters. To maintain a compact, efficient, and highly focused system, V2X chose to equip the Tempest with a single radar-type sensor instead of a full-spectrum suite. This decision aligns perfectly with the system's mission profile. Although this radar is limited to detecting targets in a single direction, it delivers precise target tracking and fire control data for the missile system, while minimizing the vehicle's electronic signature, enabling it to remain undetected until it is ready to strike. This type of radar is not designed for broad area surveillance, but rather serves as the final engagement node, receiving targeting cues from external sources within a network battlefield environment. This integrated air defense approach is precisely the kind of setup Ukraine is deploying, where the Tempest may provide a decisive tactical advantage. To counter Russia's diverse aerial threats, including fighter jets, bombers, ballistic and cruise missiles, and various drones, Ukraine has developed a sophisticated multi-layered air defense system that integrates a range of technologies and tactics designed to maximize effectiveness across the full spectrum of aerial threats. Central to its anti-drone efforts is an advanced integrated detection network that employs a combination of radar systems and thermal imaging sensors strategically deployed across the country to provide continuous real-time tracking and early warning of incoming drone incursion. These detection capabilities are complemented by electronic warfare systems that target the communication and navigation links of enemy drones, effectively jamming or spoofing their control signals, which can cause the drones to crash prematurely or force them to retreat back into Russian-controlled airspace, thereby neutralizing threats without expending costly interceptors. The uppermost layer of Ukraine's air defense includes a fleet of fighter jets such as Soviet-era Su-27s, modern US-made F-16s, and French Mirage 2000s, which serve as the first line of defense against high-value aerial threats like ballistic missiles and manned bombers. While these aircraft are highly capable and can deliver precise counterattacks, their operational costs are substantial, and their limited missile inventories make them less efficient when confronting the sheer volume of low-cost expendable drones used by Russia. The second defensive tier consists of missile-based air defense systems including US AGM-114 Patriot batteries and German Iris-T surface-to-air missile systems, which are strategically placed to shield vital cities, military installations, and critical infrastructure. Although these missile systems offer high interception rates against sophisticated high-speed threats, their effectiveness is constrained by the limited number of deployed units and the significant expense associated with each missile launch, making them less sustainable for countering the persistent and widespread drone attacks. At the foundational level of Ukraine's layered defense are mobile fire groups, compact, highly maneuverable units mounted on vehicles and equipped with rapid-fire weapons such as the German Flakpanzer Gepard. This system has demonstrated exceptional performance against the most commonly encountered Russian drones, particularly the Geran variants, which are relatively slow and operate at low altitudes. The Gepard is armed with twin 35mm autocannons, capable of firing approximately 1,100 rounds per minute, and its targeting is aided by sophisticated S-band and coaxial radar systems that detect aerial targets at distances of up to 9 miles. The ammunition used includes a mix of high-explosive and sub-caliber rounds designed to produce lethal fragmentation patterns, with a high probability of destroying or disabling drones upon impact. Importantly, each round costs roughly $1,000. A fraction of the $20,000 to $100,000 price tag of an average Geran drone, making the Gepard an exceptionally cost-effective solution that conserves valuable missile stockpiles for countering more critical threats, such as Iskander ballistic missile attacks. However, despite its advantages, the machine gun-based systems are inherently limited to engaging targets flying at low altitudes and moderate speeds, and their effectiveness diminishes significantly against faster, higher-altitude threats, underscoring the ongoing challenge Ukraine faces in adapting its air defense posture to the evolving. This multi-tiered approach, combining early detection, electronic warfare, fighter interception, missile defense, and rapid-fire mobile units, exemplifies Ukraine's strategic efforts to maintain airspace control and protect its population and infrastructure from an array of complex aerial threats. These systems excel at defending against early or low-flying moderate-speed Geran drones, which typically operated at altitudes easily reachable by traditional ground-based machine guns, allowing Ukraine's air defenses to effectively neutralize a significant portion of these threats. However, recent Russian adaptations have pushed these drones to operate at much higher altitudes, well beyond the effective range of conventional machine guns, creating a strategic challenge for Ukrainian forces. The newer jet-powered Geran 3 models are not only capable of flying faster, which increases the difficulty of targeting and shooting them down with traditional gun systems, but also exhibit more advanced flight patterns and evasive maneuvers, further complicating interception efforts. Ukraine faces nightly coordinated assaults involving between 100 to 600 long-range drones, supplemented by waves of Russian missile strikes, which together form a complex and persistent aerial threat environment. Many of these drones are inexpensive decoy gabaras, deliberately designed and deployed en masse to overwhelm and exhaust Ukraine's limited air defense resources by saturating radar and missile systems, thereby creating exploitable gaps for the more sophisticated, payload-bearing Giron drones to penetrate and deliver destructive attacks. Operating beyond the range of machine guns, Ukraine is forced to rely on costly missile interceptors to engage these drones, presenting a difficult trade-off between preserving valuable missile stockpiles and accepting potential damage from undeterred enemy drones. To address this critical vulnerability, Ukraine has introduced interceptor drones. Small, agile, and relatively inexpensive modified FPV, first-person view, drones engineered specifically to hunt down and neutralize larger Russian loitering munitions in real time. These interceptors have been produced in substantial quantities since 2024, with individual costs ranging from $3,000 to $5,000 each, making them a far more affordable alternative compared to the $20,000 plus price tags of Giron drones and the more than... According to President Zelensky, these interceptor drones have demonstrated approximately a 68% success rate in intercepting hostile drones, and Ukraine has set an ambitious production target of 1,500 interceptor drones daily, a goal that appears achievable by the end of the year, thereby enabling the accumulation of a robust stockpile capable of sustaining prolonged defense. While Russia manufactures a large number of drones, it appears to deploy fewer each night, possibly indicating a strategic stockpiling approach as well, reserving drones for concentrated attacks. Should Russia launch large-scale assaults involving thousands of Giron drones simultaneously, Ukraine's growing interceptor drone inventory would be crucial for maintaining airspace security and minimizing damage. Meanwhile, Ukraine's access to advanced state-of-the-art air defense systems remains limited, and the operational role of the recently introduced Tempest system remains somewhat ambiguous. To date, only one Tempest unit has been confirmed in Ukraine, and the likelihood of receiving multiple units in the near future is low given current logistical. This leaves Ukraine heavily reliant on the cost-effective interceptor drones and existing air defense infrastructure to counter the evolving drone threats. If the Tempest missile system performs as effectively as claimed and is deployed widely, it could fit seamlessly into Ukraine's layered air defense strategy as an additional oblique layer. While interceptor drones bridge the gap between missiles and guns, the Tempest's mobility and rugged design could fill the niche between interceptor drones and Ukraine's existing high-end missile defense systems. Currently, Ukraine's sophisticated systems like the Patriot and Iris-T are stationed well behind the front lines, tasked with protecting key cities and facilities from Russian strikes by missiles such as the Iskander, Kalibr, Kinjal, and KH-100. These advanced systems are used sparingly due to a limited supply of replacement interceptor missiles. Similarly, Ukraine's Jetards and other machine gun-based mobile defenses are primarily positioned in the rear to protect urban areas from the loitering drones, or Girons, that often accompany missile attacks. Although these vehicle-mounted systems have shoot and scoot capabilities that would make them effective on the front lines, Russia generally does not deploy Giron drones in those areas, instead relying on fab-light bombs, fiber-optic FPV drones, and artillery in the immediate combat zones. Girons tend to target rear-area infrastructure, such as power stations, grain-loaded ships, and multi-story residential buildings far from the front. In these rear defense roles, the Tempest would likely offer only limited additional value, particularly where Patriot or Iris-T systems are already operational. This is due to its Longbow missile's relatively short range of around 5 miles, which pales in comparison to the Patriot PAC-3's 112 miles, and the Iris-T SLM's 25 miles. Its maximum effective altitude is also much lower, at about 20,000 feet versus 120,000 feet for the PAC-3 and 66,000 feet for the SLM, limiting Tempest effectiveness to low-altitude targets and resulting in much shorter engagement windows compared to these more advanced systems. However, the Longbow missiles are considerably more affordable, costing less than $150,000 each, 2 to 4 times cheaper than SLM missiles, and far less than the $4 to $7 million price tag for each PAC-3 missile. Additionally, there are likely substantial stockpiles of Hellfire missiles compatible with the Tempest system. By 2021, over 87,000 Hellfire variants had been produced, with estimates of 10,000 to 14,000 specifically being AGM-114 Longbow missiles, many of which remain unused. Despite this cost advantage, the presence of more cost-effective jets and interceptor drones targeting low-flying gerunds complicates the argument for mass deployment of Tempest in rear area defense. Conversely, near or on the front lines, Tempest could provide Ukraine with a significant tactical advantage. Its missile-based air defense system can be rapidly deployed almost anywhere, launch its payload, and withdraw before Russian forces can respond. The launchers mounted on either side of the vehicle's roof provide a stable, elevated firing platform with wide engagement arcs. The Longbow missiles are fire and forget, meaning the vehicle does not need to maintain contact with the missile after launch, greatly reducing operator vulnerability. This allows the Tempest to retreat immediately post-launch, quickly reload, and redeploy, making it ideal for swift, hit-and-run battlefield operations. Beyond its 4x4 chassis mobility, the Tempest design allows for versatile frontline deployment. It can be driven into position, airlifted by transport aircraft, transported via light logistics vehicles, and maintained with commercially available parts. Taken together, these features suggest that deploying several dozen, or ideally 100 Tempest units along the front line could substantially enhance Ukraine's air defense capabilities, where agility and rapid response are essential. They will provide Ukraine with a frontline missile-based air defense system, enabling it to engage enemy drones closer to the front lines and farther from their targets. The Longbow can strike land-based threats and drones, while the Tempest offers a complementary option with shorter range, less destructive power, but greater mobility and lower replacement costs. However, the Tempest has limitations. Its radar has a narrow field of view, relying on a wider sensor network for early warnings, making it less autonomous and potentially vulnerable. Also, carrying only 2 missiles limits its ability to counter drone swarms unless deployed in larger numbers or with support systems. These constraints are tactical challenges rather than strategic weaknesses. As combat experience in Ukraine grows, the Tempest capabilities will likely improve. If effective against enemy drones, its use may expand in Ukraine and possibly the U.S. Army. Stay tuned for updates on this and other military technology by subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching.